Now at Kingston, Jamaica, the Jamaican government is urging people living in low-lying and flood-prone areas to seek shelter. There are also curfew and disaster warnings in place for the island. And CTV's Scott Hurst is following the story for us this morning for the latest. Good morning to you, Scott. You've been tracking Beryl very closely. Tell us a little more.
Good morning, Akshay. Yes, the island nation of Jamaica will soon start to feel the outer bands of Hurricane Beryl, now a Category 4 storm, and then feel much of the full punch later this morning and throughout the day. As you've been saying, the island nation is preparing, not taking any chances. Officials in Jamaica imposing a curfew that is already in effect from 6 a.m. local time to 6 p.m. today as the storm roars ashore, and also preemptively declaring a disaster area for the entire island for the next 7 days. And as you mentioned, it's already caused a trail of destruction and blame for at least 7 deaths in other Caribbean island nations. And what they're expecting in Jamaica, no different from what we've already seen. And here's some video of what we've already seen. Devastating hurricane strength winds, life-threatening storm surge, damaging waves, as well as dangerous flash flooding and mudslides from heavy rainfall. Now, for its part, Global Affairs Canada is advising Canadians to avoid all travel to Haiti and all non-essential travel to the Cayman Islands and Jamaica, as well as some other smaller Caribbean islands. And we got these numbers just recently from Global Affairs in terms of Canadians registered in some of these island nations. Just over 3,100 Canadians registered in Haiti, just over 1,500 registered in the Cayman Islands, and 1,600 in Jamaica, as well as a few hundred others.
It looks like a bomb drop, man. That's serious.
In some other island nations as well. And these are the Canadians registered in these areas, not specifically the Canadians who might be in these countries like Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. And so for the Canadians who are already there, of course, the Canadian government is urging them to listen to all of the regional and local warnings and do their best to be prepared and take all the proper precautions, Akshay, as this is barreling towards Jamaica right now.
Indeed, of course, warnings being sent out by Foreign Affairs Canada. But let's also ask you about this particular storm. You know, Scott, we saw how this was a Category 5. Now it's a Category 4. Is there a reason why a storm of this magnitude is forming so early in the year?
Actually, very concerning that it's packing such a punch so early in the hurricane season. The earliest storm on record in the Atlantic to reach the strongest possible ranking of Category 5. Now, as you mentioned, Category 4 is being driven by higher water temperatures, which allows storms to intensify quicker. And researchers point to human-caused climate change combined with cyclical weather patterns as the reason for this early intensity, fueling not just the storm, but fear it's setting a dangerous precedent, Akshay, for what could be a catastrophic hurricane season. And this is just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Yeah, that's serious, man. So Benjamin is getting hit hard with this storm, this hurricane. You know, that so this is really judgment, and keep in mind that this Hurricane Beryl, broke a lot of records, right? It being the earliest storm on record to reach the ranking of Category 5, right, in the year of 2024. So it broke a lot of records, man. You know, so just keep that in mind. And we're only in the beginning of hurricane season. But hey, it hit Benjamin, man. You know, notice it said the Caribbean islands. That's where Benjamin dwells. So you Benjamites, man, you're getting judged by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Now, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakah HaChodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that do teach well, and that have taught me this truth. To you I say Shalom. And shalom unto the hopeful elect. Right, so yeah, Hurricane Beryl, another one, right? When you go into Matthew, the 24th chapter, it talks about how these things would happen, you know, specifically going into what Yahweh Shai said. This is all a part of the last days. And like I said earlier, a lot of records were broken, you know, and this is a Category 5 that weakened into a Category 4, but still it was a Category 5. That's shocking. Okay, you know, a Category 5 is the strongest hurricane, right? That's the highest rank, right? And that can bring forth winds of up to 157 miles per hour, man. And, that's capable of causing catastrophic damage, man, to homes and to the infrastructure. That's serious. But yes, we know it weakened to a category 4, but there was still a lot of damage. You saw it in the video, the clip here. It looked like a bomb went through that place, man. That's serious. That's dangerous. And people died. So this is judgment. Benjamites are getting judged. And that's because you're the children of the Lord, man. And you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments. So these type of things are going to happen to you. So let me get Matthew 24. I don't want this video to be too long. So this is Matthew chapter 24. I'm going to start at verse 3. And it says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." A lot of you individuals out here, you're deceived. Even ones that are in the truth, you're deceived. You're deceived by these people out here in the world, by these men. You're deceived by your own vain opinion. You're deceived by these doctrines. A lot of individuals out here are deceived, man. They're deceived. Verse 5, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." What comes with pestilence? Storms. Locusts, earthquakes. That's literal earthquakes and also storms as well. But this is all a part of the last days, all the things that are going to happen before the Lord comes back. And this is very significant because this storm started off as a Hurricane 5, and it broke a lot of records early during the hurricane season. This is only the beginning of the hurricane season, and it's already breaking records. This storm, to be specific, it broke all these records. That's very serious. Don't take this lightly. And this is a part of what's going to happen in the last days. And by the way, this is the beginning of sorrows. All right, so it's only going to get worse. And you have to remember, this is all judgment pursuant to Sirach 39, verse 28. I already have it pulled up here. There's a spirit behind this. The Lord set up a spirit of vengeance behind this. So this is Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them." Right? And you're seeing that. This is to appease the Lord's wrath. The Lord is very angry. Right? And you could see it, man, with the aftermath of the storm when it hit certain islands, man. You see it. This appeased the Lord's wrath. Look at the carnage. Look at the destruction. That isn't pretty. This isn't pretty. So obviously the people in this land are not right. Lord judge this place because of the inhabitants. And why is that? Because they're not following the law, statutes, and commandments. And on top of that, they are the Lord's people. Right? They come from the tribe of Benjamin. Right? So Benjamin is one of the 12. So you're going to get judged, man. So don't take this lightly. When a storm like this comes through, that means God's against you. The one you ignorantly call God, his name being Yahweh and his son's name being Yahushai, against you, man. So verse 29, "Fire and hail and famine." So fire and hail, hail comes from a storm, right? And famine, and also fires come from storms too. Fire and hail and famine, that's right, hunger and death. 7 people already died. All these were created for vengeance. That's right, vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. So you see, this is all, there is a spirit behind this. And that spirit was set up by Yahweh Bashim Yoshai to bring forth judgment. to appease the wrath of him, right? To appease his wrath. So the Lord, he did all of this. Now let me get Isaiah 29, some precepts here. Isaiah 29, I'm going to start at 6, start at verse 6. Thou shalt be visited. Yeah, this is when you go off, referring to Israel. This is what happens to you. So Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6, thou shalt be visited by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai of armies, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with the storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Right? So yeah, hey man, the Lord is going to visit you. So obviously the Lord visited these people here. Right? He visited you. Right? He caused all this destruction because of you not following the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? You not loving him. And what is love? Love is, if you love me, keep my commandments. People, they don't love the Lord, and they show that every single day by them not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and not considering. Remember, the scripture says, "My people doth not consider." Right? People, they don't consider, and that just simply means they hate Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But remember, this is the same power that brought you up out of Egypt, and you made a covenant with him, and you agreed to serve him forever and ever and ever. And this is the result of you not serving him. You get judged. Okay, you get judged. I'm going to read this again. Thou shalt be visited visited by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai of hosts. And when you go into the word host, it just means armies. So the Lord is very militant and he's very strict. And yes, he's going to get down. He's a man of war. He's going to hurt you if you get in his way. With thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest. That's right, with storm and tempest. That's right. Category 5 turning into a category 4, which that's still powerful, man. Even though the storm weakened, it still brought forth death and destruction. Right? And flame of devouring fire. And you're going to receive the flame and devouring fire later on. Right? That's the second death, the second flood that's going to come on this earth by the way of thermonuclear destruction. This world is getting ready to experience that. Right? And so the Lord ain't playing. Now who's in control of the storm? Obviously it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And I'm going to get the account in the New Testament, Matthew the 8th chapter. Right? Matthew chapter 8, verse we'll start at verse 23. And it says, and when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him, and behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. So a great storm came to pass when the Lord went to sleep. Surprised you didn't hear that, man. The Lord was tired, and rightfully so, because he was building the ministry up and preparing his disciples. Right, so he was preparing and building up the church and the ministry. So yeah, you're going to be tired, man. But he was asleep, and his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. So that's how bad the storm was, man. They thought they were going to die, man. So, man, just imagine you being in the middle of this storm, man. Oh, that's dangerous. These storms are no joke. Hurricanes are no joke, right? You could lose your life. Serious. Verse 26, and he saith unto them, why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? That's right. Your little faith. You have the Son of the Most High here. Obviously, I'm not gonna make anything happen to you. You already believe that I'm the Lord's only begotten, and I'm here to do a great work to bring forth the kingdom. Do you really think you're gonna die that easily when you're around me? Come on, man. And he saith unto them, why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. That's right. So yeah, he rebuked the winds and the sea. He calmed down the storm. So I'm just bringing this out just to show you, who has control, or who is in control, right? And that's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? And the only one that can deliver you from the storm is the Lord, man. And another storm is coming, but it's not going to be through the element. It's going to be through thermonuclear destruction, right? Bringing forth fire. And the only person that can deliver you from that storm is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And I'm thinking about Revelation 15:2. I'm thinking about Revelation the 19th chapter. A lot of scriptures come to mind. Thinking about, I think it's Psalms 91 or Psalms 97. I think it's Psalms 91. 1,000 shall fall by thy right side or by thy right hand. The only one that can deliver you out of this judgment, this great storm that's coming, is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. So that's who you have to rely on. That's who you got to believe in. You got to believe that the Lord is going to deliver you. And if you don't, man, you're going to get caught up out there. Right? Now let me get Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. The Lord, he deals with whirlwinds. He deals with storms. He gets busy. He uses that for destruction. It's just an example of that. So this is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. And it says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by a sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. That's right. So, the chariots, his chariots like a whirlwind, right? Obviously, how the chariots look. They look like a cloud in the sky. They look very circular. They can come off as clouds. So we know that the hurricane, when you look at it, right, when you go on the chart and you look at it, it looks like a whirlwind. The Lord, there's probably a chariot in that cloud, right? That's probably a chariot. But I just want to make a point. The Lord is really in control of that storm, right? That could have been a chariot. And a world, when the Lord comes in a whirlwind, that's usually to bring forth judgment. It's to bring forth disaster. Now I'll say this, going into the context of destruction, especially thermonuclear destruction, we would use this precept. But I just wanted to use this precept to compare how the chariots are like a whirlwind when talking about that hurricane that just hit Benjamin over there in the Caribbean. Right? That judgment, that hurricane was like a whirlwind, man. It came in. And who's responsible for that? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so really at the end of the day, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is in control. And he set up that destruction to happen and take place in the Caribbean. Now let me get Isaiah chapter 51. 51 verse 6. The Lord is in control of your life, right? He's able to make things pass away. He's able to destroy the earth, and and he controls. He controls your life, man. He can dictate if you live or if you die. You have to understand that, right? You're in the Lord's hand. So this is Isaiah chapter 51, verse 6. Lift up your eyes to the heavens and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment, and they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. But my salvation shall be forever, and my righteousness shall not be abolished. That's right. And salvation and you experiencing the Lord's righteousness is really for the elect. Okay? Really, salvation is really for the elect. But I just want to use this, to bring this scripture out, because it's really a destruction, a precept, right? And the Lord is in control. He controls. If you live or if you die. Now, I just want to read this in the NLT, actually. Let me go back here. Translation. Let's read it in the NLT. So it says, look up to the skies above and gaze down on the earth below, for the skies will disappear like smoke, and the earth will wear out like a piece of clothing. That's right. And that can come through thermonuclear destruction, or it can come through a storm. And you saw the aftermath, man. This place is worn out. You know, just like it says, will wear out like a piece of a garment. Wear out like a piece of clothing, right? So look at this, man. This place is destroyed. It looks like a worn out garment. Look at all the homes. Look at the carnage. The Lord brought this. So it says, for the skies will disappear like smoke, and the earth will wear out like a piece of clothing. The people of the earth will die like flies, but my salvation lasts forever. Hey, man, people are dropping dead, dropping like flies. You know, remember, the day to the Lord is 1,000 years. The Lord is immortal. He doesn't die. But men die. And that's how, you know, when you die, man, it's like you're a fly in the sight of the Lord. You know the lifespan of a fly. The common house fly, it doesn't live too long. Its life is like a week. It lasts like a week. The longest its life would stretch out to would probably be 2 weeks. But the common housefly, it doesn't live too long. Just like men, you know, men die like flies. So, you know, you people are dropping like flies, man. Dead. Look at this judgment, man. Comes through the disasters. You can die, you know, you just die, man. Because you're mortal. You're in this flesh. Just drop dead. And you drop dead when destruction comes, man. A little storm, boom, dead. That's how powerful Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is. But my salvation lasts forever. My righteous rule will never end. That's right. That's right. And you know, on this earth, in the realm of men, some people think that they're on the level of the Most High. Some of them think that the Lord will never, you know, some think that they're going to dethrone the Lord from his rule. And that's a so-called white man, you know, he has a God complex. He thinks he can make things better than how the Lord made things. You know, he thinks he's going to upset the prophecies, and that's why he's doing all this stuff out here. So anyways, with that, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor to unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaChodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS, that they teach well, that rule well. I say shalom and shalom unto the hopeful life. To Kwame Ashala and Abba Shalom.